think I had a good handle on the type of player that Brock was. I felt like I watched him on the ice and knew how good a player he was.
No, you didn't. You unfortunately always thought I was better than I was.
You were good.
Yeah, not as good as you thought I was.
I think he was really good. But this brings me to parents see hockey through a different set of eyes. It's a wonderful thing that we love our kids unconditionally, but it does not make us very objective when it comes to sport. We are not objective enough to make decisions for our kids on the ice because we're always going to see them as better than they are.
It's sad to say, but in today's hockey world, especially at my level, it's the normal parent who's realistic is the minority.
Like anybody, in the moment, the objectivity will dissipate. They won't have it. A couple days later, or a week later, sometimes a year later, it will happen. But it takes time.
Even with my hockey background, I do have parents that still think that they know better, which is frustrating for me, but I just give them my advice, and the one is about the adversity. It's okay for them to have a struggle at this point in the season, or to lose a game, or to get benched, or to get cut. Like, that's all okay. I tell parents that learning from that adversity will help them, and I tell them that it's really hard. Like, for me, playing pro hockey was the greatest, but it was a really hard career for 10 years. It's not easy. Hopefully they take some of it and pass it along.
What I see in sport is that the lack of objectivity about their own kids, the lack of perspective. That's the biggest challenge that parents have. It's hard to keep perspective about your own child. You see the things that he's doing because you're often watching your own child. And so I think my wife and I are objective about our son, but you worry about it. And I think we try hard. Sometimes we almost feel bad. We try so hard to be objective that we don't give him enough praise or enough credit for what he's doing, which might be what he needs.
Yeah, I love coaching hockey because of the passion and the commitment that you get out of people for it. But it's a fine line for sure to keep it fun for the kids and keep it competitive for the kids.
I guess my coaches, with the hockey standpoint, but with the whole attitude standpoint, I listen to a lot of my mom, because my mom, if I flip out after a game, she says, okay, at least you don't do it every game. But then if we're talking about stuff that happens in the room, she is someone I can talk to about that and not feel nervous around.
My parents would obviously give me some advice, but they left it to the coaches. That's what their job was, and they respected their decisions. And so we went from there. I was blessed to have good coaches, one particular all the way through minor hockey, and then had a good one in junior hockey too, in Paul Terrio.
It's time that we start letting our players learn some valuable lessons. These are life lessons.
In my first year of rep hockey, we were lucky enough to be coached by an OHL coach. He had coached our local OHL team for a long time as an assistant, and he had a kid on the team as well. He was a very smart guy, very smart hockey guy, still coaches in the OHL today. And the point is, I was the backup goalie because the other goalie was much better, and he had been playing a lot longer. So when it came to playoff time, he played the big games, I sat on the bench. And I was upset because I was 9 years old, but I kind of knew the reasoning, and my dad knew the reasoning. And when it came to Mom, she didn't understand why I wasn't playing. And she was upset. She was upset with the coach. But the main thing to remember is this guy coaches in the OHL. He knows the game well, and he knows what was best for the team at that point. And he was right in the end. And as a parent, you kind of see that through a different set of eyes because you don't think he's right, even though it's pretty obvious he is.
So what I learned as I went through the experience and really looking back is oftentimes when I was upset because Brock hadn't made a team, or he was benched, or he was the second goalie, I knew he was upset because he was competitive and he wanted to be there, but he understood why. He knew where he was. I didn't, because I was the mom, and you always want your child to be in the best spot that they can be, and I wasn't objective about it.
For more information on the Lessons from Behind the Glass video series, visit bchockey.net or lessonsfrombehindtheglass.com.